This year's World Day Against the Death Penalty focuses on drug offenses. It's a very important issue to focus on because it coincides, this year in particular, because it coincides with the UN General Assembly special session on drugs, which is looking at the functioning of the drug control system as a whole. The death penalty for drugs is a particularly thorny subject on drug control because we've very often seen people executed and sentenced to death and captured on shared resources from countries that are opposed to the death penalty. So this is really a shared responsibility of the international community to reform these laws and make sure that penalties are consistent with international human rights law. In addition, we know these laws don't work. The death penalty for drugs has not made a single dent in most of the transit countries where it's been applied. And in others, the things that's been most effective have been services and interventions to help people and to meet their needs. In addition, one thing we've seen over the last 20 or 30 years is the death penalty playing a greater role in drug policy. So we have seen a very small handful of countries increase their use of the death penalty for drugs to the point now where the people on death row and or executed are often 50, 60, 70% of the people on death row and those executed. I think the UN General Assembly gives us this opportunity to look at the system entirely and to draw attention to this important subject and to see how we can move away from these kinds of approaches to drugs and do something more effective, more humane, and that observes human rights law.